Hello everyone, this video is a dive I did on Stetson Bank, which is part of the Flower Garden Banks National Marine Sanctuary in the Gulf of Mexico. It's about 80 miles off of the coast of Texas, and this particular dive was on a beautiful May day over the Labor Day weekend in 2023. Crystal clear visibility, easily 100 feet visibility at the bottom, which is around 60 to 70 feet or so. And on this day, as most days on this particular area of the Flower Garden Banks, there were hundreds and hundreds, perhaps thousands of fish, all colors, from colorful butterfly fish to parrotfish, and even got a close-up of a stingray at one point during this dive. So absolutely beautiful dive. Had a really great time, saw lots and lots of fish, and I got some good video of many of them. So with that, let's jump in. And so begins what became an absolutely wonderful dive, as you'll see in a bit. This is where we are. Let's look on the map while I descend to the bottom here. There we are, a rocky outcrop, not super large, in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, as you can see, around 83 miles off of the coast of Texas, and in particular Freeport there. That was where we started out our trip from, aboard the MV Fling, which you can see docked on the map there, and actually overhead. That's the Fling above my right shoulder there as I head down. Quick selfie with my buddy and I as I plummet to the bottom. It was around 90 feet maximum depth on this spot. The temperature was around 75, oh there we go, so 39 feet and heading down according to my computer there. Looking back up at the some great Barracuda just above my head there briefly. And you can see the rocky outcrop of Stetson Bank just below us there as we descend down upon it. So 75 degrees or so at the bottom, so that's where I was wearing a dry suit, you can see there. And there's a first glimpse of what we were to explore this particular dive. Dive time around 43 minutes in total. I've edited out just to focus on what I felt was the most enjoyable parts of this dive. And there were many. We saw a lot of species of fish. There we go, 70 feet, 2,759 psi of air, so it was good for air. And this one started out with 3,000, so we're in good shape. Already some long-spined sea urchins all over the floor there. And already lots and lots of fish. Starting with our Spanish hogfish we saw briefly there, and those are Creolefish up ahead, with white spots just visible on the tops of their bodies there. Absolutely crystal clear water, as I think you can see here, easily 100 feet. One of the reasons this particular spot, you can get a good view of a Creolefish hiding there, or trying to. There he is, there he was. One of the reasons this area is just so great to scuba dive is because there are so few places for the fish to hide, so it's very easy to see them all. Another Spanish hogfish there, brightly coloured on the right. The line there was temporarily placed, a reel from where we descended, or where the boat was moored, to a place of interest on the reef here. make it easy for us to navigate. Just see a long-spined squirrelfish in the foreground there. There are many of those. Water a little murky here for some reason, but it's soon cleared up, as you'll see. Around 10 o'clock in the morning when we got in the water, so nice bright sunny day, so lovely and clear. It's another squirrelfish there. Try and get close to him. And a French angelfish there. And that squirrelfish is still there, wondering why I've got a GoPro stuck in his face. And a spotted moray, wondering why the squirrelfish is coming to bother him. Alright, I think we've had a really good look at him. Let's look at this queen angelfish. One of my favorites, really pretty. And a creolefish right there. Moving along a little bit. As you can see, I think there were a Bermuda Chub just passing by. Saw many of those. There's another. And some more. Long spined squirrelfish in the bottom right there. Sergeant Major, that was, briefly, the stripy one. And under the rock formation there, some Blackbar Soldierfish hanging out with the... and more Bermuda Chubs. And here we have a very pretty school of Cottonwicks. More Bermuda Chubs behind them. It was really just like being in an aquarium down here. Absolutely one of my favorite dive spots. My buddy Ken there, hanging close by as always. He had noticed the lionfish down there and was pointing them out to me and waving, as you saw. Oh, well, they're an invasive species, so not at all welcome. Blackbar Soldierfish in the foreground there, and see 2 lionfish hanging out. Another spotted moray. Trying to enjoy some peace and quiet. And a French angelfish. Absolute myriad of smaller fish there, just all over this area of rocky outcrop. More Bermuda Chub there in the foreground. And once again you can see that temporary line laid out for us. There's those Cottonwicks again. Buddy Ken up ahead, and we'll shortly find a camouflage visitor just there on the left, right in the foreground. See if you can spot him. There's my buddy Ken, and there is a spotted scorpionfish. Let's take a closer look. Very well camouflaged. Got a good look at him. Let's move along, see who else we can see. This was one of my favourite dives of the trip. We did 11 or so, and I really enjoyed the scenery of all this eroded rock that you can see here. And just enjoyed weaving in and out of all of these canyons, along with all the life that was there too. It was absolutely lovely. Very colourful close up too, as you can see when I get close enough for my flashlight to illuminate. long-spined sea urchins there. There were lots of those and lots of fish living in amongst their spines. As we go over the reef here, those brightly coloured yellow and purple fish. Those are Spanish hogfish. Very pretty. Larger fish behind them. There's a Creolefish. A school of them there hanging out. There's some grey snapper among them. I was really enjoying how clear the water was and the beautiful underwater scenery, very dramatic. Relatively stark, not a lot of coral covering this, unlike the rest of the flower garden banks sanctuary, which is absolutely covered in coral. Coral's very beautiful to look at, but it offers more places for the fish to hide. And who's this up ahead? Coming us southern stingray. Let's see how close we can get. Some blue tang in the foreground there, while the stingray heads on off. Let's continuing exploring these rocky pieces. Another long-spined squirrelfish. And there you can see all the little fish in amongst all the spines of the sea urchin there quite well. And that's looking down into the abyss. It reaches many hundreds of feet down there because this rocky outcrop is sticking up to within around, at its highest point, around 50 feet from the surface. It's that proximity that means so much life has found a home here. So here I was hovering above the reef and holding the camera below me, trying to get the camera as close as I could to get a sense for what it was like to be a fish living here. Another long-spined squirrelfish, or possibly the same one. Camera I was using was a GoPro 11 on this dive. And there's a rock hind, just trying to get some peace in that crevice. See some of the other divers who were with me on this trip, including my buddy and I, so around 30 of us all together, around 13 of us from one of my scuba diving clubs that I'm a member of in Houston, the CHUM, Central Houston Underwater Mariners. A lot of fun diving with friends, and also on this boat making some new ones. Hogfish there disturbed, and another queen angelfish right there. again on the other side there. As you can see, we were both wearing dry suits for this 75-degree water temperature, which we found very comfy. Others were in wetsuits, some were in 5mm wetsuits. If I was wearing a wetsuit, I'd wear a 5mm. Though there were some folks in shorts, they were comfortable in this temperature. Oh, Ken's indicating he's got 1,200 psi left out of the 3,000 we started with. I'm at similar 1376, so pretty similar. Aim to come up with around 800 psi on these dives. Actually came up with 600 on this one. Possibly just didn't want to leave. This was actually the last dive of this trip, and one of the very best, I think, because it was so bright. More Creolefish gathering there. We'll drop down and get a closer look at some of them. You can see their white spots on top. Very pretty colours. You can see it well when my light catches them. Yeah, the last dive of the 3-day trip, a long weekend over Memorial Day weekend in 2023. Did 11 dives on this trip, and this was the last day, the third day, actually on Memorial Day. And we'd previously done a dive on this site early, 7 o'clock in the morning. This was the second and final dive before heading back the 80 miles back to where we started in Freeport. The trip back took around 6 hours. Time to nap, eat, nap some more, pack up our stuff. Great barracudas passing by. Butterfly fish on the right there. And these are Vermillion Snapper. And that pretty blue one there is a Sergeant Major. That was a French Angelfish zipping past on the right there. Getting the camera as close as I could here. Some Reef Butterfly fish there. Let's get a closer look of them. Very, very pretty. There's the mooring buoy on the right there, with the line laid by the dive masters for us temporarily. Because at this point in time, I'm starting to think about heading back. It's been some time at this point. I say it was a 43-minute dive in all, so I'd seen a lot, but also wanted to make the absolute most of our time. So at this point, one last look around this very beautiful outcrop. You can see the colours quite well there of the rocks with my flashlight on it. It's nearly noon, beautiful, but by this time, beautiful day overhead, and so clear water below. So I thought this was just particularly beautiful. I did not want to leave it. sea urchins and their host. There's a host to the little fish quite well there. And another long spine squirrelfish. Wondering why I'm back. Enjoy the beauty of these weathered formations and all the fish living in among them like that. The clear water and the light coming down. It's very, very pretty. Blue tang there on the left. I remember thinking at this point, I know this is the end of the last dive and this is so pretty and I do not want to leave. But I knew that I had to. So here we are. There's my buddy making crying symbol there because, yeah, he too didn't want to leave, but it was time. So we did. Thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.